Before we begin, please imagine the bell notification is on and you're subscribed to Huna Stories. My sister loved my daughter. That's the part that still sits wrong. She wasn't pretending entirely. She made her laugh. She remembered her allergies. She taught her how to braid. That's what I thought about while staring at my phone. The banking app loading, then loading again, then showing me numbers that meant empty. I checked 3 times. I checked my savings, I checked the little college fund, I checked the account I forgot existed with $700 from a summer job I had 15 years ago, all zeros. My sister and her boyfriend had been staying with us for 6 weeks. He was between things. She was helping me around the house. I worked long hours. It made sense. The last thing she said before I left for work that morning was, "Be careful out there," like she meant it. The police officer was young. He wrote things down. He said he'd make some calls. He said these things take time. He said family, like explain something. I sat on the kitchen floor that night after my daughter went to bed. I wasn't crying loudly, just sitting there with my back against the cabinet, letting it happen. The betrayal, the stupidity, the fear. I heard small feet. My daughter stood in the doorway in her nightgown. She walked to the refrigerator, pulled out a juice box, walked to me and pressed the straw and handed it over. Then she said it quiet, certain, like she was telling me the weather. "Mom, don't worry, I handled it." She patted my shoulder twice and walked back to her room. I sat there, holding the juice box for 20 minutes. I didn't follow her. I didn't ask. I was afraid if I asked, whatever she'd done would stop being real and start being a problem. The next 2 days were strange. She did her homework without being reminded. She asked to borrow my phone for a school project twice. Both times she sat at the kitchen table, typing carefully, face concentrated. When I asked what she was working on, she said, "Research," and kept going. I didn't push. I was still numb, still checking my accounts, still hoping the money would reappear the way it vanished. Day 3, afternoon, I was folding laundry. My phone rang, blocked number. My sister's voice wasn't her voice. It was scraped, raw. She was screaming, but also crying, demanding to know what we did, how we found them, why the police picked up her boyfriend at a gas station in Oklahoma, why there were warrants, why someone had sent his parole officers screenshots of messages he sent me asking about my passwords, why his face was all over the news in a town they'd never even visited. I listened. I said nothing. She kept screaming. Something about accounts being frozen, something about a tip line, something about a 9-year-old girl making a Facebook profile with her boyfriend's picture in the words, "Ask me about the missing money from 1423 Seder Lane." I hung up. My daughter was at the table eating cereal, swinging her legs, watching me. I sat down across from her. She kept eating. I opened my mouth, closed it, opened it again. She looked at me with her mother's eyes and said, "I Googled how to report a crime." I said nothing. She said, "I used his name, the one he had before, the one he told me not to say." I waited. She shrugged. "They had a form. I filled it out. I sent them his picture from my tablet, and the messages he sent me about passwords, and the pictures of the money from your phone when you checked that first night." She went back to her cereal. I sat there. The silence stretched. She looked up one more time. "He shouldn't have taken my college fund." I nodded. We didn't talk about it again. My sister called 3 more times over the next month, each time angrier, each time more broken. I never called back. I never told anyone what really happened. The police closed the case. The money came back eventually, most of it. My daughter is 14 now. She still doesn't talk about it. Neither do I. Sometimes at night I hear her on her phone typing, fast, focused. I don't ask what she's researching. Some things you don't need to know. Some things you just let be handled.